Alright guys, so lots of my students have problems writing papers. It's actually pretty amazing to me that the school education system doesn't really, in many cases, at least in the ones I encounter, doesn't teach how to write scientific papers. So let me try to share my way. It may not be the best way, but probably is not, but let me share it with you. I think it's very productive and fast. So anyway, we need a research topic, and then we need a paper to write. So I read this paper recently, or I just glanced at it. Reminded me that I wanted to do this video. So this is a seasonal variations of testosterone and waist to hip ratio in men. And basically their conclusion, if you read this, I kind of read this, and if you take a look at these graphs here, looks to me like it's very, very questionable if one could make any decent conclusions. And since this is a pretend paper that we're writing, this is not my field of study, this is not something I would be writing on, this is just for fun, just so we can write a paper and say we did it. So I'm going to write the paper from scratch in I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So two programs I need to start. Number one, reference manager. I very much prefer to use reference managers. It's very important for me to keep all of my references very, very well organized. And the reference manager that my school supports is EndNote. I like it. I think it's pretty decent. So let's find it. EndNote. Licensed to Drexel University. So here I have 911 references. This is my kind of a standard database. And then next thing we need to find reference. So here is paper that I was reading. I'll just cut and paste the title and open Google Scholar. I'm opening Google Scholar through the university's portal. This way I get to download articles as if I was at the university. And there it is. So now there is an interesting button right here, or link right here, that you can click, and it allows me to cite the article. And I can cite it MLA, APA, Chicago format, etc. But there are these four links right here. One of them is EndNote. Allows me to download EndNote file. And now if we go to my downloads, so let's see, downloads. Oh, there's the env file. By the way, I'm doing this on a Mac. The process is pretty much the same on a PC. Your buttons are maybe slightly different. So just double click it, and updating items, and there is the reference. You can double click it. You're getting all the information that the system provided you with. So now I'm pretty much ready. I've read all the articles I need for this study. I got all my references in order. They're important. I have one for this study. Not even the right one probably, but it doesn't matter. This is just a game to show you how relatively uncomplicated writing scientific manuscripts can be if you're doing it right, if I may use that word. Anyway, so now all I have to do is launch Microsoft Word. Create a blank document and start working on a paper. So I like to work full screen here. Double click, so we have full page. So now we're in front of a brand new, perfect blank page. And I prefer to write the entire manuscript right away from scratch, and then just fill in the blanks. It makes my life a lot easier. So what do we have? Well, let's format the article like any other article. There's going to be a title. there's going to be a list of authors, author 1, maybe author 2, but not in this case. Affiliation, did I spell that right? Yes. There's going to be abstract, text, there's going to be keywords, many journals like those, then the actual paper itself. So introduction, and then some text there, materials and methods, some text there, results, discussion, conclusion, acknowledgements, and references. So there, I actually have, did I miss something? So there is introduction, materials and methods used, results obtained, discussion of the results, conclusion I'm making, acknowledgements and references. So this fits format of most of the journals. Now here, this is very important. You see, I did not use any kind of formatting. I could go and make my title bold, italic, underlined, change the font to something crazy, 24 point. There, I could make it like that. And that is, I think, a very, very wrong way to write papers. Scientific papers, journal papers, articles, newspaper articles, books, everything. You should follow the formatting, the styles toolbar that Microsoft Word provides you with. I'm not the biggest fan of Word, but that's the system that everyone uses, especially in academia. So I say get used to it, and we all have to live with it. So let me click on this title and click normal style to return it to all the original formatting. I could just go erase formatting here too. So if I use this paragraph tool, it shows me now all the paragraph breaks that I have. This isn't really pretty formatted, but let's see. So title is going to be title. Authors, normal text. Affiliation, normal text. Abstract, I will just make it bold. And that's usually just my preference. Keywords, bold, but not the keywords themselves. Now introduction is heading 1. Materials and methods, heading 1. Results, heading 1. Discussion, heading 1. Conclusion, heading 1. Acknowledgements, heading 1. References, heading 1. Now most journals don't really like you to use blue, and most journals prefer Times New Roman as the standard font. So here I will just right click the normal style and click modify, and this is where all the magic happens. So I want to go to Times. I want to go to Times New Roman, 12 point, regular, justified, 1.5 line spacing between the lines. Now I like all of this, but I can change format, I can change paragraph tabs. I usually don't touch any of this. I do change paragraph, and I like to add 6 point spacing after each paragraph. That's just my preference. It's absolutely not necessary. I think it looks prettier that way. So I click OK and take a look. All of the text here changed to Times New Roman, except all of the normal text, except my title and my heading 1. Those are the two I used. So I right click, mouse, I right click title, and I change it to Times New Roman. Times New Roman, bold, but 28 is overkill. 14 is nice and no, clean, maybe 16 for title. It's to stand out really big. And my heading 1, I'm not going to use heading 2 here in this paper, so I'm not going to change it. I'll change it to 14, bold, and black, automatic color. And as you can see, all of my formatting is now pretty much what I want it to be. So let's write this paper. Now, what was my whole point? I think I forgot to mention that. You have to have some kind of hypothesis. So my hypothesis is men gain weight in winter. So title, men gain weight in winter. We're done formatting for now, so we can turn off this paragraph. Maybe I want to modify and modify font. And I would like to change capitalization, so small caps perhaps, or all caps for the title. I thought there was capitalization as well, but anyway, so I can change a lot of properties here. So that will be my paper. Author, well, I only have one. So this will be Greg Friedman, that's me, author 1, and change this to subscript, subscript 1. Affiliation is definitely not my academic institution, so affiliation is self-employed. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. I also like to add here contact information, but you know what, it's not necessary for right now. Abstract, can't write it yet. I don't know what I did. About to find out. So, introduction. What are we going to do? So, there are studies linking changing seasons. Oh, I can't spell. Sorry, it's 9:30 in the evening and I'm tired. So there are studies linking changing seasons with that study that I read. It was talking about testosterone and its influence on weight. So testosterone and weight to hip ratio. This is linking variation. Oh. What is it? Waist to hip ratio. There, and here I might want a reference. Now I prefer numbered reference format, so let's go back to my reference manager. I would like to click this button and bam, I have my reference. Now if I highlight this text, you see the reference is highlighted. That you can set in your preferences. It is somewhere in either general or in viewing. You can turn on field shading when selected. So you can always highlight field codes, never highlight them, or only when selected. That's my favorite. So this way when I select the text containing the field gets highlighted. And would you look at that? There is an automatically inserted reference. It always inserts a space in front of it, but anyway, so now I can insert more references, move them around, and this thing will automatically adjust everything. I have an EndNote 8 tab. Other reference managers, by the way, work relatively similarly. So my style is numbered. Bibliography, I can configure bibliography, and let's say, for example, I want Times New Roman, 14 is too big, 10. And I want hanging indent of 0.25 inches instead of 0.5. Reformat it, and voila. Everything is very, very nicely done for you. It's very, very fast. So let's finish this very quick. Why is self-employed? Oh, okay, like that. So I like to highlight areas that I didn't finish yet to remind me. So I'm 16 minutes into this video. I better hurry up. I said I'll finish it in 10:15, and it's been 10:15. Okay, so there are studies linking to change. Okay, it's impolite to say I. I'm the only author. I'm not sure what is the correct way to say we or I if there's only one author. I very rarely encounter papers with one author. I'm not sure what to say. That's a topic for another time. So let's say we. We hypothesized. My spelling is very bad. I apologize. We hypothesized that men gain weight in winter, as is widely known. No reference available. Try to be scientific writing. It's relatively simple. It's very straightforward. You write exactly what you know. Problem is, paper like this is unlikely to be accepted by peer reviewers or editors. But the style of writing is something like this. Yeah, whatever. Sounds about right. We're doing it now. So materials and methods. Subject utilized electronic scale to measure and record his weight. We need to put a manufacturer of that thing, and I don't remember it. So let's look it up. It's Y Things, which is now owned by Nokia, I believe. But I bought it years ago, so I'm still a Y Things. Nokia. And what is their address? Contact Nokia. Usually one would put address. I can't easily find it, so let me just put Nokia Group Finland. I bought the Nokia Smart Body Scale by Withings back then, or Y Things. I call it Withings. I like it better that way, but it's Y Things. Am I in focus? Occasionally. Y Things Smart Body Scale, Nokia Finland. Daily in the morning to record his weight for 5 years. That's the study that the interview covered. The interview, I talked to myself, and I only asked myself about my weight gain in winter for the last 5 years. Subject was interviewed about his weight gain or loss throughout the year. Results were reported in a binary fashion. Weight gain, yes or no. Not a very good materials and methods, but my point here is to show you how to write the paper. Now, results. The subject was interviewed and reported the following results. And I'll put a reference to a table here now. So what do I want? I want to insert reference, and I want to insert table or figure. Table I will make in a second. So right now we will make caption first. So insert caption. Caption is for, I can do equation, figure, or table. So this caption is for a table, and it already provides here table 1. So I'll just hit enter. Table 1, results of weight gain or loss annually, seasonally, as reported by the subject. And here's a table. Let's make it up. Insert table. Yeah, that should be good. So this is year. So this one will be 2018, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Okay. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. Now, weight gain in winter compared with previous summer? Question mark? Yes, 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 yeah, yes. Table formatting wise, you can format your tables however you like, but I prefer, see, there is a style of no spacing. So while I use the spacing style for everything else, for tables and figures, or for tables, I use this. Also, see, it's kind of unsightly like this, so just click the table, table layout, autofit contents. Bam, looks pretty immediately. Now you see, if you look closely, this text is blue grayish, and we can look at it here. Our caption, right click, modify. So let's center it, 10 point, keep it italic, and change the color from that to automatic, which is usually black, or always black. And insert. So there. Now here, the subject was interviewed and reported weight gain in all of the winter seasons when the study was performed. And here I want to sorry, it's back in reference. So reference menu, insert cross-reference, and I can cross-reference a lot of things. This word is very powerful. I can reference numbered items, headings, bookmarks, footnotes, endnotes, many things. Here I want to reference a table. I want to insert this hyperlink, so when I generate PDF it will be clickable. And I want to insert not the entire caption, but only label and number for table 1. Insert and close. And there you have it. It's now a field. And here the table number 1 was a field. So there, it's perfect. Do we have any other results? No, not really. This is what was observed by the subject. This is very short, very crappy paper. Discussion. As we can see from cross-reference table, only label and number, insert, close. As we can see from table 1, our subject reported weight gain 100% of the time period. Thus, contrary to actually, well, okay, doesn't matter. Thus, we can assume, I don't want to. We're pretending this is a scientific paper and this is too little data, so I'll go in conclusion. While we have observed our subject to gain weight every winter season, we cannot make any conclusions from this study, as it was one highly subjective and self-reported study, and the number of subjects employed, or subjects, what's a good word, selected for the study is 1, and that is not sufficient to I would put a reference here to a decent math paper, but I don't have one. Enough data for analysis, reference not provided. Acknowledgements. We would like to thank our cat for not bothering us for all this time. Thanks, cat. The slide keeps turning off. Sorry, guys. It's an emotion sensor, and I'm usually at the other computer. So anyway, so there we have it. We have, oh, sorry. Almost. Abstract now. So this is the last thing one does. Abstract. One subject was interviewed about his seasonal winter weight gain and reported that he gained weight in all of the years included in the study. Pretty boring. Keywords: weight gain. I don't want to pull. Weight gain, seasonal, male. I would confirm keywords with the journal where you're submitting to, because these seem to be too generic. But hey, my point here was, in less than an hour, I wrote from scratch, while talking about it, a scientific manuscript of 346 words with typing with 2 fingers. I'm not very fast. Complete with references, tables, figures, and it's pretty much 2 pages, and it looks like a scientific manuscript. And the last thing I want you to take away from this is how relatively uncomplicated this is, and the power of Microsoft Word. So now, if journal tells me, oh, you can only submit in Arial, okay, right click, modify, and the journal requested Arial. Perfect. Font, oh sorry, I had it right there. I'll go to Arial. Okay, I'll go to Arial, and the journal requested single spacing Arial 11. Not a problem. And you see, everything changes. So this is, by the way, I noticed that once you change the titles, when you change the font, it changes as well. Oh, everything, you see, notice, good catch. We have the formatting for normal. That would have been fine. Now it's single space, but I had the no spacing. That is still Times New Roman. But now, since we're single spaced, we can change back to this. So that's perfect. And I'm completely satisfied with this wonderful manuscript, and happy to answer any of you guys' question, make suggestions. This is the first time I'm recording this type of a tutorial video. I hope you find it helpful. If not, please do let me know what I can do to make it more helpful.